Hello, my strong and wise Stoics. I am so glad you took the time to join us on Stoic with You. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that no one wants to admit, but everyone has experienced: rejection. Have you ever wondered why someone didn't choose you, even though you tried your best, sacrificed so much, even almost lost yourself for them? Don't be sad. Don't be disappointed, because the truth is that it has nothing to do with your worth. It's not about you not being good enough. It's about how you show your worth to others. Be honest. How many times have you found yourself trying too hard to please someone, meeting their every need, hoping they will realize how great you are, only to end up disappointing you? You're not acting strong or attractive. You're acting too needy for recognition and attention from others. And you know what happens when you show desperation? It pushes them away, right? I'll tell you straight. If you keep chasing people with that attitude, you'll only push them away. They didn't choose you because you didn't deserve it, but because you put yourself in a weak position, in a position of needing their approval. Instead of waiting for them to choose you, it's time for you to make your own decision. You don't have to beg for anyone's attention. Stop constantly checking your phone, waiting for their text. Stop hoping that today will be the day they choose you. The truth is, people don't respect what comes too easily. They don't see value in things they don't have to fight for. So how do you change? It's time for you to stop. Stop giving so much without receiving. Stop waiting. It's time to take back control. This is where Stoicism comes in. The secret to getting them to choose you is not to chase after them, but to be someone they can't ignore. Imagine, you're no longer chasing after someone. Instead, you're standing your ground, confident in every move. You set your boundaries, you're in control, and this naturally makes people gravitate towards you. They can't ignore you anymore. Now, I know you're probably thinking, but how do I do that? The answer is here, in this video. We're going to explore 7 Stoic principles that will help you transform your relationships, not by manipulation, not by playing mind games. It's by redefining your worth. Remember this: change doesn't come from trying too hard to please others. It comes from taking control of your own life. When you stop chasing after others, when you stop giving away your worth unconditionally, that's when you start taking control. You see, Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." The more you believe in your worth, the more good things you attract into your life. And today, I challenge you to do this. Stop seeking validation from others. Stop making your life revolve around them. Now is the time to claim your worth. Write in the comments, "I own myself." Say it out loud. Believe it, because here's the truth. You don't need anyone else to validate your self-worth. Your worth is already there, inside you. And when you live with that mindset, you'll see others start to notice the difference. They'll be drawn to your newfound confidence. You're no longer an attention chaser, you're an attention controller. So start today. Stop trying to control others and instead control yourself. And remember, when you control yourself, you attract better things to you. This is the true power of Stoicism, not control over others, but control over your own inner self. So are you ready to make a change? Please hit that subscribe button and watch this video till the end. I promise, once you master these principles, you will never have to wait for anyone to choose you again. You will be chosen, not because you need them, but because you have convinced yourself that you are worthy. Start now. First, embrace Stoic detachment. Let's start with the blunt truth. The reason you feel like you're not chosen, the reason you feel like you're not good enough, is not because you're not good enough. It's because of how you've acted. You've given too much. You've been too available. You've acted as if their attention was the only thing that mattered. Here's the thing. Desperation doesn't attract. It repels. So how do you change that? The first step is emotional detachment. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It's about taking control of yourself and no longer depending on the reactions of others to determine your worth. Stoicism teaches us that if you can't control others, at least you can control yourself. This will make you stronger, more attractive, and more self-sufficient. Think about it this way. The more you withdraw from your desperation for their approval, the more mysterious and alluring you become. People are attracted to what they can't easily have. When you give up trying to please others, you begin to take control of the situation instead of letting your emotions dictate their approval. I know, this may seem difficult at first. You may think that if you don't do everything you can to get their attention, they will miss you. But the opposite is true. Give them space to realize that you are not easily manipulated. Stop being the person who is always waiting for a text. Stop checking your phone constantly just to see a little message. Become the one who takes control of your time in your life. Have you ever thought that you could be more valuable by not being there all the time? When you detach yourself, you not only regain your confidence, but you also create a space for others to start missing you. The moment you stop chasing is the moment they start missing you. So how do you do this detachment? It's simple. Start by focusing on yourself. First, stop seeking validation from others. Seek value from yourself. When you understand that your value does not come from someone else's approval, you will feel lighter and start living with true freedom. Detachment is an act of self-empowerment. The next step is to raise your standards. That's right. Don't settle for less than you deserve. If you accept indifferent, superficial behavior from others, you are setting yourself up for being looked down upon. Remember, you don't have to please everyone. What you need to do is live up to your standards and only allow people into your life who truly deserve you. Don't confuse raising your standards with arrogance. It's not about demanding anything from others. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to accept disrespectful behavior. You have the right to demand better because you are worth it. Finally, create personal growth. People are attracted to people who are constantly striving to become better versions of themselves. Show them that you are not just standing still, but constantly growing. Not only will this make you stand out, it will make you irreplaceable. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show that you're constantly working to improve, and this will make others see you differently. They will no longer see you as an easy option, but as someone worth working for. So are you ready? Start by letting go of your need for approval from others. Raise your standards and focus on your own growth. When you do this, you'll find that others won't be able to ignore you. You'll no longer be an option, you'll be a priority. And that's the true power of Stoicism. Walk into this life with confidence and self-respect. When you do that, the world will no longer be able to ignore you. You don't have to beg anyone to choose you, because when you choose yourself, they will have no choice but to pursue you. 2. Create distance to attract. Now we will talk about a simple but extremely effective strategy in building attraction. Create distance. Why don't others notice you, even though you try your best to show interest and affection? That's right. The reason is not because you are not good enough, but because you are too easy to get. So how to change that? Distance is the answer. Think about it. People are attracted to what they can't have right away. When you stop showing up all the time, when you strategically withdraw, you create mystery and intrigue. This isn't a trick. It's how you create value. When you're always present, always available, you become boring and predictable. On the other hand, when you distance yourself, you show others that you're valuable and not easily controlled. Imagine a dog chasing its tail. It runs in circles, but never catches the tail. That's you when you're constantly chasing others, trying to please and gain attention. Not only is it ineffective, but it makes others feel like you're not valuable. They see you as someone who's trying too hard, and the attraction from you gradually fades. But what if the dog stopped chasing its tail? What if you stop trying to get other people's attention? Yes, they will start noticing you. They will wonder why you're not chasing them anymore, and that will make them confused, curious, and ultimately you will become more attractive to them. Because scarcity creates value. What is not easily obtained always makes others want more. Now, you may be asking yourself, so what should I do? Stop caring? Stop texting? The answer is not quite. Creating distance doesn't mean you completely disappear from their lives. It means you strategically withdraw, creating enough distance for them to feel your absence and start to realize that you are not an easy option. Distance is not coldness. It's creating space for them to think about you. When you're not around too often, they'll start to wonder, what is this person doing? Why don't they care about me as much as they used to? And this, in turn, creates attraction. They'll start to seek you out because you're no longer within their reach. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, once said, "We can't control other people, but we can control how we act." This is absolutely true when it comes to creating distance. You can't force others to care about you, but you can control how you behave, how you manage your presence in their lives. When you do this intelligently, you'll stand out and be attractive. Now think about it. What would happen if you put this into practice? You don't have to text them so often. You don't have to respond immediately when they contact you. Make them wait. Let them feel your absence. When they feel that you are no longer dependent on their attention, you will start to change the way they perceive you completely. You will become a more valuable person because you are no longer easy to get. But don't misunderstand creating distance as playing games with their emotions. This is not about hurting someone or manipulating them. Creating distance is about building respect and self-worth. It allows you to maintain your independence, not depending on anyone to feel happy. When you do this right, not only will others start to notice you, but you will also start to see yourself as more valuable. Remember, your worth is not based on the approval you get from others. Your worth is based on knowing yourself and not needing anyone else's approval to confirm it. When you start to respect yourself, others will start to respect you. They will realize that you are not easily manipulated, and that is when you become more attractive than ever. So try it today. Start strategically withdrawing, creating distance so that they have time to remember you and so that you have time to build your confidence and value. You will find that attraction is not about you chasing them, but about keeping enough distance so that they come to you. And then you will see that not everyone deserves your attention, and this wisdom will help you create a life of meaning and freedom. 3. Raise your standards. There are times when you smile and wonder why others do not appreciate you. Why are you often the last one chosen in relationships? The answer is sometimes simpler than you think. Because you have set your standards too low. Think about this for a moment, because today I want to completely change the way you see yourself. Raising your standards is not just an option, it is a necessary condition if you want to be respected and chosen by others. People tend to treat us the way we allow them to. If you allow others to treat you like a secondary option, a backup plan, they will never take you seriously. Why? Because you set your standards lower than you deserve. And when your standards are low, don't expect anyone else to go the extra mile to meet them. Remember this, you can't expect others to treat you like a gem if you turn yourself into a rock. So how do you change? The answer is, raise your standards. You have the right to demand respect, and to do that, you must first respect yourself. This means not settling for less than you deserve. When you raise your standards, you not only keep the wrong people out of your life, but you also open the door for people who truly understand your worth to enter your life. Imagine you walk into a fancy restaurant. You pay a lot of money for a high-class meal, but instead of a perfect meal, you get a dish that is hastily cooked, under-seasoned, and poorly presented. Would you accept that? No, definitely not. You would demand a dish that is authentic, that is worthy of the price you paid. So why in your life and relationships do you settle for less? Now, think about your standards in relationships. Are you accepting disrespect? Are you tolerating things that make you unhappy just because you are afraid that if you ask for more, the other person will walk away? If that's the case, stop today. No one deserves to be treated with disrespect. And you know what? When you raise your standards, the people who don't deserve it will automatically disappear from your life. But don't worry, because that emptiness is just a space for the right people to step in. Let me tell you this. Raising your standards isn't just about how others treat you. It's also about how you treat yourself. When you know your worth, you refuse to accept anything less. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. People with high self-esteem don't have to beg for attention, don't have to put up with disrespect, and certainly don't settle for anything less than what they're worth. Your self-esteem is the key that opens the door to healthy relationships. When you respect yourself, others will respect you. It's a natural law. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be the person you want to be respected by." This means you need to demonstrate self-esteem through your actions. You set standards, you stick to them, and when others don't meet them, you don't lower your standards. Yes, there will be times when you feel like you're missing out. When you reject people who don't meet your standards, you may feel lonely. You may think you're pushing others away, but that's just a necessary purge. You're not losing anything. You're freeing up space for people who truly value you. And here's the most important thing. When you raise your standards, you not only change how others see you, you change how you see yourself. You begin to realize that you deserve the best. Your relationships will become deeper, stronger because you've been selective and kept only those who truly respect your worth. Start today. Look at the relationships around you. Is anyone treating you less than you deserve? If so, it's time to take action. Don't be afraid to demand respect. Don't be afraid to raise your standards, because only when you know your worth can others see it. And remember this, you don't have to work to be chosen. When you respect yourself, when you set high standards and stick to them, the right people will automatically appear. Because attraction doesn't come from trying to please others, it comes from knowing your worth and not settling for anything less. You deserve respect. You deserve to be treated right. And that starts with raising your standards today. Well, my dear Stoics, if you're still here, it means that what I shared with you has truly resonated with you. This is not only a testament to our connection, but also a sign that you're on the path to change and progress. Now, I want you to comment the word value below. Let this be a commitment to yourself. Pick this in your mind, because when you write it, it not only says that you have truly changed, but it also signals to the universe that you are ready for better things. The universe will conspire to help you, and you will begin to see a noticeable difference in your life. Let this be the beginning of a profound transformation. You are stronger every day, and now you deserve the best. Remember, your value is limitless. Now let's talk about number 4. Maintain independence and self-esteem. Let's talk about independence and self-esteem. 2 core elements that are indispensable if you want to maintain a healthy and attractive relationship. Let's be honest. Have you ever lost yourself in a relationship just to please someone else? Have you ever given up your passions, your personal goals, and the things that make you who you are, just to try to make someone love and accept you more? If the answer is yes, then it's time to change that. Independence is not just about living a separate life. It's about maintaining your own identity, even when you're in a relationship. When you lose your independence, you not only lose yourself, but you also lose the natural attractiveness you once had. Why? Because others are attracted to strong, independent people who don't need to rely on or crave validation from others. Think about it. Would you want to be with someone who constantly needs your attention and validation? Someone whose entire life revolves around you, has no passion, no goals, and is all about chasing you and pleasing you? Absolutely not. This is true for everyone. We are all attracted to people who are independent, strong, and have high self-esteem. But how do you maintain independence in a relationship without losing connection with the other person? First, you need to always have space for yourself. No matter how much you love someone, never give up what makes you who you are. This means don't compromise your passions just to please someone else. Continue to pursue your personal goals, projects, and the things you love, even when you're in a relationship. Because your personal growth will not only make you happy, but it will also make you more attractive to others. Second, maintain your self-respect. Self-respect is not arrogance. It is knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone diminish it. When you respect yourself, others have no choice but to respect you. You have the right to set boundaries and demand that others respect those boundaries. Let's be realistic. If you constantly tolerate disrespect, you are implicitly telling others that you don't value yourself. And when you don't value yourself, how can you expect others to value you? This is an immutable rule in any relationship. If you lower your standards to fit in with someone else, you are lowering your own worth. A person with high self-esteem will not accept this. They know they deserve respect, love, and proper attention. And the great thing is, when you set high standards for yourself, the right people will appear and work hard to reach those standards. That is how you attract people who truly value and love you. Third, maintain balance in your life. No one wants someone whose entire life revolves around one relationship. Not only does this reduce your attractiveness, it also puts pressure on the other person. Remember, a relationship is just a part of your life, not the whole of it. Learn to maintain a balance between your relationships and other aspects of your life, from work, family, friends to personal goals. When you have a full and rich life, you will not only strengthen your relationships but also maintain your freedom and independence. And finally, remember, independence does not mean loneliness. You can still maintain your independence even when you are in a relationship. The important thing is not to give up yourself for others, not to let the relationship become your sole source of happiness. True happiness comes from within, and only when you love and respect yourself can you fully love and respect others. Start today. Look at yourself and ask yourself, have I maintained my independence in my relationships? If the answer is no, start making changes. Take time for yourself, your passions, and set clear boundaries. Don't be afraid that others will leave you when you become more independent. On the contrary, they will be attracted to your strength, autonomy, and confidence. Independence and self-esteem are two indispensable factors if you want to maintain a healthy and sustainable relationship. Always remember that your value does not come from others, but from yourself. You have the right to be loved and respected, but first, love and respect yourself. And when you do that, the right relationships will automatically find you. 5. Effective communication and asserting needs. Have you ever let a relationship slip away because you didn't know how to express your needs? Have you ever been quiet, waiting for others to figure out what you need, only to be disappointed? If so, we're here to change that. Let me be blunt. No one can read your mind. No one can know exactly what you want or need if you don't say it. Effective communication is key. Not only does it help you express your needs clearly, it's also a way for you to assert your value and rights in any relationship. You know, disappointment often comes from not saying what you really need. You might think that if you were quiet and easygoing, things would be better, and people would like you more easily. But the opposite is true. When you don't express your needs, others will assume that you don't need anything, and you will end up being forgotten or ignored. Remember this, communication is not about making demands, it's about asserting yourself. Never be afraid to speak up about your needs. You have the right to be clear about what you expect from the relationship. This will not only earn you respect from others, but will also create a more balanced and healthy relationship. So how do you communicate effectively and confidently? First, you need to be clear about your needs. This means asking yourself, what do I really want in this relationship? Stop and think, because if you don't know what you want, no one else can know it for you. Once you're clear about your needs, express them directly, but respectfully. Imagine a situation like this. You and your partner are having trouble understanding each other. You feel frustrated because your emotional needs are not being met, but you don't say anything because you think your partner will figure it out. The biggest mistake is to stay silent, because really, not everyone is capable of reading your emotions. Say clearly, "This is important to me." You'll be surprised to find that clear communication not only helps clear up misunderstandings, but also makes you feel more confident and empowered in the relationship. And one more thing, when you assert your needs, do it with confidence. You don't have to apologize for wanting to be respected and loved. Always remember that your needs are legitimate, and you deserve to be heard. When you convey your message with confidence, Others will see that you are serious about the relationship, and they will be willing to listen and respond. But communication is not just about talking, it's also about listening. Yes, effective communication is a two-way street. You also need to listen to the other person's needs, because only when both people feel heard and understood can a relationship grow strong and sustainable. Ask yourself, are you really listening to the other person, or are you just waiting to talk? Sometimes we get so focused on expressing our thoughts that we forget that listening is just as important. A strong and healthy relationship is one that is based on mutual respect and deep connection. When you clearly communicate your needs, you not only help the other person understand you better, but you also pave the way for empathy and mutual respect. This will create a strong bond, helping the relationship grow and flourish. Finally, remember that expressing your needs does not mean you are asking for too much. It simply means that you know your worth and do not settle for less than you deserve. When you learn to communicate effectively, you will find that your relationships will change. Others will no longer ignore you, but will notice and appreciate you more. So starting today, start practicing effective communication. Don't be afraid to speak up for what you need. Don't be afraid that expressing your needs will make you seem annoying or unapproachable. The truth is, others will respect you more when you are clear and straightforward, because everyone wants to be with someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to express it. Communicate with confidence, and you will see a dramatic change in the way others treat you. You will no longer feel ignored or forgotten, but instead, you will become someone others want to listen to and respect. Remember, you deserve to be heard. You deserve to have good things in your relationships, and that starts with communicating clearly and confidently. 6. Show personal growth. Let me ask you this. Do you want to become more interesting and attractive to others? If the answer is yes, then there is one core element that you need to focus on: personal growth. Yes, your continuous growth will make you stand out and make you irresistible to others. Why? Because when you constantly grow, you show that you are not only living in the present, but also looking towards the future, always improving and perfecting yourself. Now think about it. Who is more attractive? Someone who is always standing still, living day by day without any goals, or someone who is always setting new goals, always looking to improve themselves? Definitely the latter, right? That is the power of personal growth. Not only does it make you more interesting, it's also a sign of a person who is self-motivated, takes care of themselves, and is always looking to improve themselves. You might ask, so how can I demonstrate my personal growth? The answer lies in the need to continuously invest in yourself. Never settle for stagnation. People are attracted to people who are passionate, goal-oriented, and follow their own path. When you focus on your own growth, you not only add to your knowledge and skills, but you also send a strong message that you are not someone who is easily satisfied with the status quo. Imagine this. You walk into a room full of people you've met before. Some people seem to be the same, nothing new. But then there's you, the person who just finished a new course, completed a challenging project, and accomplished an important personal goal. Who's going to grab the attention of the crowd? Yes, you, because you are the epitome of progress, of continuous improvement. Your growth is a sign of confidence and strong motivation. And here's the important thing. Personal growth is not just about skills or knowledge. It's also about mental, emotional, and mental growth. When you invest in yourself, you grow not only on the surface, but also change the way you look at life. You become a deeper, wiser person, and that's what really makes you special. But don't get me wrong. Personal growth doesn't mean you have to achieve huge successes every day. Sometimes it's just about taking small, consistent steps. The important thing is that you keep moving forward, keep learning, and keep improving. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Every day is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself." And that's exactly what you need to do. Never settle. Never settle. Always look ahead and find ways to grow. So how do you get started? First, set personal goals for yourself. Don't be afraid to set big challenges. but also break them down into smaller, more achievable steps. Do something every day to get closer to your goals. It could be learning a new skill, reading a book, or simply focusing on cultivating a positive mindset. This not only helps you grow as a person, but it also makes others notice you. Because when they see you working on improving yourself, they will feel that you are a valuable person, someone who does not accept stagnation and is always moving forward. And that is what makes you irreplaceable in their eyes. Remember, personal development is not a race with others. It is a personal journey that you have to go through yourself. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you not only make your life more meaningful, but you also make others notice you. And don't forget, personal growth never ends. It's a continuous process. You never reach a final destination, but instead, you are always progressing, always looking to become better. Let your growth be an inspiration to others. When they see you constantly improving, they can't help but respect you and want to accompany you on your life's journey. Finally, always remember, personal growth is not just something you do for yourself. It's something you show to the world. When you constantly improve yourself, you will naturally attract like-minded people who share the same values and goals. And that's how you stand out, not as an option, but as someone worthy of being chosen. Start your journey today. Because no one can resist someone who is constantly striving to be the best version of themselves. 7. Avoid common mistakes. We've all made common mistakes in relationships, but trust me, many times those actions make you less attractive without even realizing it. And here's the harsh truth. These mistakes not only push others away, but also damage your own self-esteem. The first, most common, and most dangerous mistake is desperation. Let's face it, no one is attracted to a desperate person. When you constantly chase others, beg for their attention, or constantly seek validation from them, you're turning yourself into a codependent person. Desperation is the #1 enemy of attraction. Instead of drawing others closer, you only make them feel pressured and want to move away. So how do you avoid this? Take a step back. Don't act like you need their approval too much. Stay calm, confident, and distance yourself from hasty reactions. Another mistake many people make is over-explaining. Do you often feel the need to justify or explain every action you take? Stop. When you constantly over-explain, you are showing a lack of confidence. You are showing others that you are not confident in your decisions. But the truth is, you don't need to explain everything. Let your actions speak for themselves. When you are confident in yourself, you don't have to say too much. The next mistake is losing yourself in the relationship. You may have heard this 100 times, but that doesn't mean you actually apply it. Losing yourself means giving up your own identity, dreams, and personal goals in an attempt to please someone else. This not only makes you lose attraction, but it also leaves you feeling drained and empty. You can love someone, but never give up on yourself. A healthy relationship doesn't require you to sacrifice everything you are, but it should create space for both of you to grow together. And this is extremely important. Don't play mind games. You may think that making someone jealous or manipulating their emotions will get them to notice you, but that will never lead to a healthy relationship. Psychological games do not create real bonds, but only complicate and destroy relationships. Instead of trying to manipulate others, build relationships based on sincerity, communication, and trust. Cuteness and superficial charm may attract in the short term, but only trust and sincerity can keep a relationship lasting. So how can you avoid these mistakes? First, remember that your self-esteem is everything. Never lose your worth for the attention of others. Instead of begging for recognition, learn to appreciate yourself. When you maintain your self-esteem and do not let yourself fall into a state of despair, you will find that others will start to respect and seek you out. Confident and independent people are always attractive. Remember, you don't have to chase people. Your presence is enough to attract them. Attract, don't repel. This means you need to stay grounded. No need to rush or chase like crazy. Your calm, confident self is what makes others want to be around you. You don't have to try too hard to attract attention. Let your natural charm do the work. Clear communication is also important. Don't be vague or evasive when it comes to expressing your feelings or needs. Communication is not just about saying what you want, it's about respecting yourself and others. When you can clearly and directly express your feelings and needs, you not only assert your self-worth, but also build respect from others. And when there is respect, attraction naturally follows. Remember, it all starts from within. No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Confidence, self-respect, and self-control are the keys to avoiding common mistakes and creating powerful attraction. When you start attracting with authenticity and confidence instead of desperation and manipulation, you will see the difference immediately. So, from today, remind yourself that you don't need to beg for anyone's attention. You deserve to be respected and loved just for who you are. Once you understand this, you will no longer make those common mistakes, and others will not be able to resist your charm. Thank you for being with us until now. That really means we have brought value to you, and that is precious to us. If you find this video useful, not only for you but also for your community, please do a small but meaningful action. Share it with your friends, relatives, and people you care about. This action is not only completely free but also has positive effects. Thank you, a great Stoic friend. We wish you success and serenity in every step of your life. See you in the next videos.